Well, I just finished reading Antony Beevor's book, Stalingrad. It took me 3 or 4 weeks. This is a kind of a big book. But I'll tell you what, it was worth it. This is the definitive, authoritative, whatever you want to call it, account of the Battle of Stalingrad. And it's a little on the old side. It was published, I think, in 1998. Now, let's talk about the battle itself. It's one of the most important battles in all of World War II. It was certainly the decisive battle on the Eastern Front in World War II, because what happened was when the Russians managed to destroy the German Sixth Army, absolute initiative, total control of what was going to happen on the Eastern Front shifted from the Germans to the Russians. Now, the other thing, a couple of other things about the battle, it was huge. There were like 2 million casualties. And if you compare it with, say, the Battle of Verdun, this is probably twice as many casualties as you had in all of Verdun in World War I. The other thing that's really important about it is that it managed to keep the Volga River open so that the Russians were able to get the oil that they needed to, propel their offensives in World War II. It kept that open. That was super important. Now, what Antony Beevor does is he's constantly comparing two things. On the one hand, at the top, you've got a comparison between Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin. And I'll tell you what, in terms of miserable human beings, there's not much to pick between the two of them. He compares the strategies of General Paulus on the German side with General Chuikov and General Zhukov on the Soviet side. And of course, what he does is he gets into what those strategic choices meant for the guys on the ground on both sides, both the Germans and the Russians. Now, he gets into war crimes. A lot of German war crimes in this thing, just like throughout all of World War II. But he also gets into Russian war crimes, or Russian treatment of their own soldiers and their own civilians. I mean, when you look at the impact of Stalin's no-step-back order, what it meant in terms of creating penal battalions in the Russian army, the blocking units from the NKVD that they sent in to make sure that no soldier on the front took a step back, tried to desert or retreat or anything like that. Really, absolutely an incredible story. Now, I compared in my own mind, I compared Beevor's book, Stalingrad, with Ian McGregor's book, The Lighthouse at Stalingrad. And I got to say there's some differences. First off, Beevor's book is much longer. Ian McGregor's book is tighter, it's shorter, it's really very fast-paced. And if you don't want to devote the amount of time that you would have to spend with Antony Beevor, you couldn't do much better than to pick up Ian McGregor's book. Ian McGregor really aims at demythologizing the battle, at least in terms of the kind of propaganda the Soviets made of the battle in the post-World War II period. Anyway, long time spent reading Antony Beevor's book. I'm not sure I'm going to be picking up books that long anymore. But I'll say this, it's certainly rewarding if you have an interest in World War II and military history. This is, Antony Beevor is right there, up there at the top. And this is a super book. Anyway, that's my report on Antony Beevor's narrative of the Battle of Stalingrad. I'll see you next week.